No, I did not make this stream just because Philip DeFranco did a thing on it, though it certainly helped. I mean, I've been looking over this situation for about the past day or so when it was announced last night. And I was planning on streaming for a while. It's just I've been doing stuff, And I really shouldn't be streaming. I should be studying for my Spanish final. I gotta talk for like 10 minutes straight in Spanish about recycling. How am I gonna do that? I'm not good at Spanish. Whatever. Gotta do Film IA as well. Regardless. Point being, if you what are you talking about, Alex? This is a crazy title. What are you talking about? Well, first and foremost, it is a fun thing. A fun thing indeed. So essentially, if you didn't hear, YouTube, it has been in the news for the past few months regarding many things. Then why did you choose Spanish? Because it's a requirement? Duh. Well, I need a required language, but then it's not. When I say I don't know Spanish, that's not the point. Anyway, so yes, it affects us peasants as Tyfly said. So, what's happening? YouTube's in the news because they've been demonetizing everybody over the past few months because they scurred. They scurred because of the adpocalypse, and the initial adpocalypse that happened like a year ago, almost, or many months ago, at the very least. And that was when there were some initial reports that, you know, people were uploading like ISIS beheadings and extremist content to YouTube. And so a lot of advertisers pulled out. And so everyone started freaking out. Then that kind of stabilized for a while. And then there's more stuff, you know, YouTube kind of overcorrected a bit with that. And down with the ads and FCC. You know the FCC actually does some good stuff, right? Like some good regulatory stuff that we kind of need. Not just because they did net neutrality, whatever. That's not the point. Anyway, so so what happened? So YouTube overcorrects a bit, and then they do a thing. I'm trying to collect my thoughts. They overcorrect, and then they start implementing these community guidelines that are fun, and started getting a lot of people demonetized, and we've been seeing a lot of back and forth about people getting demonetized for no reason every day. Just look it up, you can see it. It's kind of irritating, but what, you know, people's, you know, livelihoods are at stake here. Yeah, so people will be getting demonetized left and right. I was never affected by it in the first place. Even when the initial adpocalypse happened, and supposedly, you know, all those advertisers pulled out and all the CPMs on YouTube plummeted, I saw absolutely no difference in ad revenue. I know Jonathan has more recently, but that's not the point. I hadn't seen any at all, but then again, my income fluctuates so much that, you know, between months that, you know, I'm not necessarily the best indicator of like a control, you know, like in science, and you take a science class ever, you got the control, and then you got the, you know, the thing you're testing the control against. Anyway, so yeah, that is a fun. And so people start getting crazy. Yeah, but Jonathan can afford it. Still doesn't make it right, you know. That's like, oh, it's okay, he's rich. Whatever. I mean, it's not like I have numbers. I don't know exactly how hard he was hit. I know it was, you know, fairly dramatic, but, you know, from what I know, he's gotten a fairly steady income for the past 2 years. And he's got plenty saved up, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know his financial situation. I shouldn't be talking on it at all. Okay. What's in your right hand in the pic? I can't tell. Oh, it's my DSLR. Okay. I'm just saying it's not as devastating. Yeah, sure. So then where does that lead us? There's more stuff, and then I forgot. Philly D said something like there was an Adpocalypse 3.0. Oh yeah, that was because of the there was some more stuff going on, even though advertisers didn't really pull out because of this. But there was more stuff going on with like all these Spider-Man Elsa channels that are like trapping kids, you know, and the Daddy05 stuff, you know, making content for kids. That is bad content, but it's okay because the title and thumbnail are fine, and the description, they're fine. You know, they say Spider-Man Elsa, who cares? Even though the content in the video might be very toxic. So then from there, you know, this is a lot of stuff, lots of stuff happening. So anyway, that being said, all of that being said, oh, no, Sky Hill. Stop playing Sky Hill. Oh, did I stop the music? What the hell? What the hell, man? Sorry. Yoink. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm messing around with my headphones. I need to get me like an actual like headset at some point, because yeah, it's got. I saw on like an infographic, which you should always trust infographics, right? That you see on like Instagram and Twitter. Those are always the best resources. I saw this infographic that like if you wear headphones in for too long, like pressure builds up. Pressure from the sound like builds up in your inner ear. And that is bad for your ears. And I can feel it. It might just be like a placebo thing where like, oh, I hear about it and I think about it a bunch. But I can feel like pressure like building up, and like my ears hurt sometimes because I leave in my headphones too long, or I put them on too loud or something. So I need to get like an actual headset that I can like mitigate this stuff with. So anyway, sorry, that was an aside. So what do you, oh, okay. So then like a few months ago, I think maybe September, October, November, sometime around then, YouTube changes their monetization policy, where beforehand, like anyone could just sign up for the YouTube Partner Program, and that's where you get ads on your videos, right? And then you get money from people seeing those ads. YouTube takes a 55% cut. But yeah. So YouTube changes the requirements so that you need at least 10,000 views. It was something like that. Something like really low. And the idea is to prevent just random accounts, because it's not like actual people review these YouTube accounts, or maybe they do, I don't know. But I'm fairly sure it was just what's it called? Moderated by algorithms and stuff. But yeah, so beforehand, like anyone could just be a YouTube partner. I think there was a requirement that you needed like. There used to be a requirement that everyone thought like, oh, you needed at least like 100 subscribers or something, and that might have been true back then, but like 100 subscribers really isn't anything in the grand scheme of like a YouTube channel. And so yeah, anyone could sign up. So now they change it so you need to have like 10,000 views total. So this is to like weed out, the people who are just like making ISIS videos or something. I don't know. It's the idea is to like weed out the scammers and the people who just make channels to do something toxic and put out a video or try and rip videos of them. So yeah. So then YouTube changed it after quote unquote reviewing with a bunch of their creators, supposedly. I can't remember if I got an email about it. I might have. I don't think I'm like, I might have not gotten an email, but probably something like, oh, if you could give feedback, that'd be great. So, anyway. Adpocalypse 1, thanks terrorists and bad people. Adpocalypse 2, thanks Spider-Man and Elsa. Yeah. Those ISIS videos are bingeable. They still are. You just got to go to a live leak. Everyone, all these YouTubers, talking about let's make our own website. Let's make our own version of YouTube. Why can't we have a creator-centric YouTube? They did. It was called VidMe. That didn't work out so well. I still think it's doable though. Get someone like Amazon to front the costs of VidMe, or a VidMe, competitor or alternative. So that they run in a deficit for a while. Because people don't know this. YouTube runs at a loss. It's been running at a loss since like maybe 2016, I think. And even now, they're not making a whole lot of money, okay? They might break even in terms of their overall costs, but Hey man, server space. If you really think about it, what YouTube does is insane, right? They let literally anybody upload as much material, as much video in quality like up to 8K, right? Insane file sizes uploaded to their servers on the internet for free. Doesn't cost a thing. No bandwidth cost, no server cost, just everything for free. That is actually insane, okay? That's like the most altruistic thing that you could possibly do as an internet company. Okay, because like server space, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big tech guy, but apparently server space costs a lot of money, especially if you got a lot of video on it. That's why YouTube compresses these videos to make them even better. You know what we need is like Silicon Valley, where they invent, that's a show, and they need to invent like a super compression system that just allows you to have like terabytes upon terabytes in like a tiny little storage thing, so that these storage warehouses have like practically infinite data available. Then maybe YouTube could be a little bit more creator centric. I don't know. But yeah, so the reason YouTube's been around is because Google bought them, and Google is fronting all the costs. You know, Google bought them back in like 2005, which is crazy. So that being said, Google's great. Make a lot of money. Okay. So yeah. So where was I? Yeah, so it required that you need like at least 10,000 views. And people made a little poo-poo about that, but ultimately everyone was like, okay, fine. That makes sense, right? So now, last night, YouTube changes it again. After hearing a bunch of feedback. That you now need at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours over the last 12 months of your channel. If you didn't know, YouTube channels have a watch minute statistic. That's what a lot of the algorithm is based off of: less views and more watched minutes. Because it used to be views, where like views ruled the world, but like back in 2014, YouTube changed it so that the main driving force behind videos and, you know, how they're whatever, you know, how the algorithm picks them up is through watch time. So like how much time have people spent watching this video? So if you have a video that's like 5 minutes and you get 10 people watching the whole thing, that's 50 watch minutes. Okay, not that, yeah, this is pretty simple. So YouTube requires 4,000 watch hours over the course of the last year. So 4,000 watched hours, what's that, times 60? That's like 240,000 minutes, maybe not. 4,000 times, yeah, 240,000. It's 240,000 watch minutes over the course of a year for your channel to be eligible for monetization now. And, you know, the idea behind this is just, you know, creating a more accurate and something that's less arbitrary, you know, for like having a line, having a bar to achieve for monetization. Like, because, you know, originally it was just like 10,000 views. Okay, I guess, you know, 10,000, that's a nice round even number. This seems to be a little bit more specific and some more data they've gotten. Because they said in the blog post that, you know, this is just, and the big kicker is that no channels are going to get grandfathered in. So what that essentially means is that if you qualified for monetization before, but now the new requirements, you know, you're not within the new requirements, you're going to be demonetized. Your channel, you won't be able to have ads on your channel anymore. So that's fun. And I've been seeing a few people talk about it. I know Aaron Lisa is a nut. He tweeted about it. Tom from Sullyman Productions. He got an email from YouTube, and I'm sure there are plenty of brick filmers out there that have been screwed by this. And so this is where the discussion part comes in. 'Cause I've been seeing a lot of good discussion about this. A lot of interesting points being made. Hey, there he is, Sullivan. My boy, Sully. There he is. Pretty sure YouTube is one of Google's least profitable sectors. Oh yeah. About $4 billion a year, I think. And you've got to also take in like cost, you know. And I don't think that's profit. That's oh, 1 minute, please. Alright, sorry, my mom called. Anyway. So this is where the discussion comes in, right? Where YouTube has now set up this higher barrier of entry where yeah, his mom walked in. No, she literally called me on my phone. So this is the fun part. I can't think straight. I've got a lot of thoughts going on in my mind. So yeah, lots of good discussion about this that I've seen. It seems to be fairly split amongst creators about whether this is a generally positive or negative thing to happen. I think H3 was in favor of it. Chris Raygun. I think Philly D is ultimately okay, pretty good with it. My one person doesn't like Michael's content. It's not that you don't. Well, yeah, I mean it's okay. Side note: I've talked about Michael Hickox before, but yeah, just because he's got a lot of viewers, but you know. Thank you, children screaming outside my window. I mean, those kind of channels, you know, make they make like the reason they're so successful, and they are the most successful brick filmers out there, is because they have found a way to make brick films. They've found a way to mass produce brick films. They create like very very simple, easy to follow plots. A lot of the ones from Michael in particular are very, they don't even have dialogue, but you don't need dialogue. And so, their purpose is to cast as wide a net as possible. They have the most appeal possible for, what they are. And at the end of the day, they're like Lego films. And, okay, I'm going to get back into this later, into the appeal of brick filming. So, sorry. Because that, I want to get into this, that's like brick filming in specifically, but, that's, I'll get there in a second. So the main arguments I see against this thing is it disincentivizes newer creators. And basically, you know, it's a disincentive. It's, you know, spitting on the smallest creators that there are, that are on YouTube, and people that, you know, make really great content, and, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, there are some arguments for it, of course. You know, don't look at the chat now. Let your point flow. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I hate this chat so much. Okay, I don't know. I don't know why I keep it open. I'm still just trying to collect. I should have like written notes about this thing, about like I did with blockheads. I keep getting distracted. Like I got this poster behind me for X Games because those are fun. By the way, Logan Paul's in Team 10 is in my town right now skiing, which is fun. People in my school have already found out where they live or where they're staying, which is asinine. I mean, it's a small town. So there have been some good arguments for it, of course, being that, you know, it's better on cutting down these like spam channels, you know, better on it's a more exact definition, a better bar to set than that arbitrary number that was set back in like September or whatever. Plus 10,000 views, not that difficult to achieve. Okay, you take YouTube seriously for like 3 weeks, and you could probably get, or like not 3 weeks. That's an arbitrary number, but for like a few, you know, you put a bunch of effort into it for a few months, you get a hook. You know, you build a little bit of an audience. 10,000 views is not that big a deal. Okay, it took me like 2 years. You know, I throw around these numbers a lot, like, yeah, it took me 4 years to get 100 subscribers, or it took me 5 years, or you know, 4 years to get 1,000 subscribers. But you know, the fact of the matter is, I didn't make any content. I didn't make content anybody wants to see, right? Like I was, you know, 12, 13, 14, making these videos that weren't appealing to like anybody. It wasn't really until like 2015 I was making like good content, I'd say. You could argue like towards the end of 2014 I was making some you know, good Star Wars brick films. But before that, you know, there wasn't any consistency. I mean, there still isn't any consistency. But there wasn't, you know, I wasn't making anything anybody wanted to see. So I think that's something people need to keep in mind. And I think, you know, sometimes there's an overvaluation of content and you know, effort from creators on YouTube, you know, or overvaluation of content by the creators that make it, right? Like people are throwing around this, you know, I shouldn't say throwing around. People are saying that, you know, this snuffs out the smallest creators that, you know, have barely anything. But if you look at it from like YouTube's perspective, I mean, anyone who is not making like, you know, at least 5 figures, I'd imagine, a year from ad revenue doesn't really matter in YouTube's eyes. They could just kind of blip off the face of the platform and it wouldn't really be a thing. There's this guy on Twitter I follow. His name is, he's like one of the trusted flaggers that YouTube has. Like one of the actual people that goes and reviews, you know, false copyright claims and, you know, false community guidelines claims and stuff like that, and he fixes them. And actually, if you like reach out to him on Twitter, a lot of the time he'll get back to you. I've never had to reach out to him because I haven't really done anything that, like, you know, was actually falsely accused in the past few months. I mean, I have, but like there's stuff on the second channel that'll get like 400 views, and I just don't care. And I don't want to waste this guy's time either. But he said something like 90% of people that are enrolled in the monetization program right now are getting kicked out. But that's the bottom 90%. You gotta keep in mind that YouTube is like it's like a, you know, in terms of like distribution of wealth, right? It's like a pyramid, okay? Or not even a pyramid, like a parabola almost, you know, like you got one parabola, yeah, like an inverse parabola. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just like it's a curve that starts going and it just goes straight up. Okay? It's like a tower where, the higher up you go, that's the more money you make. But, of course it's less people, so it's way skinnier. But at the very bottom, that thing just, that thing extends out a lot. You got a lot of people on YouTube uploading videos and not making any money at all. And you might thinking, oh, where are these people? I don't see them. Yeah, that's because you're not watching them. You watch people with like tens of thousands of subscribers and, hundreds of thousands, millions of subscribers, or, that's that's generally who people watch. Unless you take a chance on a few smaller channels. And brick filming in particular is a little different. Or for brick filmers, it's a little different, of course, because brick filming is a very niche, community, and it has a very niche appeal. Not inherently, but a lot of people put themselves in that situation where their brick films are, only a very limited amount of people can like enjoy what they make. The idea of brick filming itself is, it's a novelty. If you want to be real, like to like a wider audience, to a wider audience. It's stop motion animation of Lego. It's like making a toy come to life, which inherently is a cool idea. Like I said, as like a one-off thing, not something you come back to every day. For most people. But of course, if you're younger, if you're a kid, you're into Lego, then of course you're going to be more likely to do that. But like you're an adult in your 30s and you're not like a big Lego collector, you haven't bought a Lego set in 30 years. Maybe you've never played, or like in like 15, 20 years, maybe you've never played with Lego as a kid. Then, you just see this thing and you're like, oh, that's cool. It's like the toy coming to life. And you're not going to like come back to it constantly. So, that's why brick filming is a very, very niche appeal. And you can see this with stuff like Philip DeFranco, for existence. For existence. What am I saying? For example, he said during the show, I want to give out some free advice to all these creators who are now getting demonetized. Say you've got like 800 subscribers and you're getting like a few hundred views a video. Maybe YouTube pays you like $1 for that video previously. So you gotta diversify and do this and do that. Open up a Teespring and open up a Patreon and do this thing with this browser, this Brave browser, which by the way is actually pretty cool. I downloaded it. And that's true. You really should diversify your income. You shouldn't relying solely on YouTube. He described it as like the drunk stepfather. Like, sometimes that gives you like $20, like to go out and buy some cigarettes or something. But the point being that brick filming, it's mostly a younger audience, right? So, that's not gonna be as successful. If you're going for like if you're ever asking for money from kids, that's generally not gonna get you super far unless you have a huge audience. I mean, just look at a Brotherhood Workshop's Patreon. He's got what, like 200,000 subscribers, something like that. Brotherhood Workshop. Sorry, give me a second. He's got like and of course he doesn't put out videos. I'd be so curious, like what Michael Hickox would get if he opened a Patreon. Even though he doesn't need it. But yeah, Brotherhood Workshop makes 180,000, or they've got 180,000 subscribers, and I think it was them with the Patreon, or maybe it might have been someone else. But I think it was them that had a Patreon, and they were getting like $200 a brick film. Like what? For 180,000 people, you were getting like $200, and most of that money was coming from like other brick filmers. you know, that you know, or other like adult brick filmers that have like a side job and do brick filming as a hobby, not as like a job, right? Because inherently, trying to get money, you know, this isn't me whining about like, oh, my Patreon doesn't have any money. I'm not getting money from my Patreon. Like I said, from the start, it's just there. Like, if people want to help out. I'm not trying to make a job out of this in the slightest, because I know that is not going to happen, okay? It's just there as like a supplement. And of course, I haven't like, you know, I privatized the video I made, like announcing it, and because it wasn't really that great of a video, an announcement video in the first place. And, you know, I don't know, maybe I'll get more once I start making brick films. I haven't done that for about 3 months. But yeah, so that's the thing with brick film. Anyway, so what was I getting at? I'm trying to go back to like 12 points ago. That was blech. Aneurysm. Anyway, point being, I'm in favor of this. I think that's what I was getting to ultimately. You know, people talking about, I think generally you know, this brings like a modicum of stability to the platform that is YouTube. You know, you look at like a long form. Okay, so I know this sounds harsh, but like if you, I think this bar is set at a point where if you were you really wanted to like make some good money from YouTube, I think the bar is set at a point where, you know, if you're below it, then, you know, you weren't, I mean, that's one of the defenses that YouTube made, is that like these people weren't making that much money anyway. Like, most of them were, you know, don't reach the $100 threshold monthly or even like a year, you know, annually. Which makes sense. I mean, you have like the bottom, the bottom of YouTube, and you know, and it's like 90% of people just trying to get a start, trying to get their foot in the door. But like, my feeling is that like, if you don't reach that, if you haven't reached like that kind of point where you're getting like, you know, a more consistent flow of views and watch time, then your content clearly isn't, you know, that great. Now, see, that sounds harsh. Let me supplement that, because I know like Tom's in the chat right now, and he makes incredible brick film. He makes better brick films than I do, right? But the thing is, like, then you get into the other business aspects of it, where it's like, well, you know, you posted one video last year. And of course, I'm not trying to shit on Tom, okay? Like I said, he makes incredible brick film. He makes some of the best brick films I've seen within this community, right? He got incredible quality, you know. And he was like, I'm sure he was like applying to, you know, he's going to uni now, and I'm sure he was like applying to uni last year, and he's doing a lot of stuff. And these videos take a lot of time and work. But from a business perspective, you know, I'm sorry, like I said. It sounds like I'm throwing shade. Thank you for your donation. What? Who says what? Oh yeah. So donation. Sorry. But yeah. Sorry. I do apologize. But like, you know, from a business perspective, you know, if you're not, you might be making incredible content, but you're not putting it out at a rate that is good for growth. Okay, like yeah, Tom was saying earlier, like he managed to get like 210,000 views, or sorry, 210,000. Oh wait, what was it? It was like 120,000 watch minutes, I think, which is like halfway there, I think, to the 240,000 that you need to get monetized. But like, you know, I don't want to say they don't deserve it, But because obviously this is going to be hitting animators the hardest, and it is. You got to think of like the majority of YouTube content creators. These are people with the most successful channels out there are those with, long form content. And by quote unquote long form, I mean that they come out on a semi-consistent, minimum semi-consistently, and they have at least like, substantial, like 10-minute videos. Now, you could have, like, really long form, like, where you put out a podcast every week that's, like, an hour long. And that's partially why I started doing, like, live streams and stuff to, like, up my watch minutes. But honestly, I didn't need to. That was just kind of like a happy little, like, oh, yeah, and I get more watch minutes. So, I don't know, maybe start a podcast if you're still hurting. There's a 30-day grace period for people to... Because I remember, like, Blockheads, even though we only got, like, a few hundred people watching per episode, and, the average watch time was 8 minutes per episode, for the people that listen through all the way through, that's a lot of watch minutes, right? So if you do, like, really long-form stuff, like a podcast, then you're going to be great. But, like, it's made for the people with medium and long-form content, which is the vast majority of YouTube. The entire Let's Play sector. These people make videos, Game Grumps makes like at least 10-minute video every time. Sometimes they'll go longer. Any Let's Play channel that's worth its salt knows that, you got to make videos that are at least 10 minutes long. Some people go longer, so to like half an hour, 20 minutes, that's more satisfactory. That's what I preferred when I watched a lot of Let's Plays. I did used to watch some Game Grumps, but... I watch some other stuff as well. But like, what are some other popular, like, commentary channels? All these commentary channels make videos that are like 5 to 10 to 15 to half-hour long videos. Whether that be like YouTube drama, like a Drama Alert does, where they get like, 12-minute videos every day, or like a Philip DeFranco does. Well, he's more news than commentary. Is that considered a commentary channel? Whatever. Or like, political commentators, though clearly, YouTube's not too happy with their regardless of what policy they're talking about. That's not advertiser friendly anymore. But like the algorithm is made for those people. And Chris Ray he also made a video about this, and he mentioned like, yeah, the animators are the small time animators are gonna get screwed. The people and stop motion animation, even though we're still animator, but honestly, stop motion is probably the easiest form of animation you could probably do, aside from like a machinima, right? Because we don't have to draw every frame, or we don't have to make 3D CG takes a lot of work too. I'm not doubting that, and I still think it takes more work than maybe stop motion, at least on the front end. I don't know. I don't know too much about 3D, but like you think about like the traditional animators like Psychic Pebbles and Ego Raptor and Chris O'Neill and Rubber Ninja and all these guys that came over from Newgrounds in the early 2010s. And really blew up on YouTube, Flash Gits before they got demonetized to hell. The Flash Gits doesn't do, they don't draw every frame. Regardless, you think about all these animators, and they were just making it, they were getting millions upon millions upon millions of views for each and every cartoon. And it was okay if they put out, a video that was 3 minutes long every other month. Right? Because, they were making good money from it. And then in 2014, when they switched to watch minutes, that's bad. then the animation community on YouTube died out. That greater animation community that had like the really big reach. Brick filming, of course, a lot of people still do for fun, and people will still do animations for fun and post them on YouTube. There's this one YouTube channel that just like uploads student projects from like animation majors in college, just like their student projects. And I don't think they give credit, which is but it's like, oh, this student's final project, made people cry or something like that. So it's not like animation is completely dead, but like the greater, indie animator on YouTube, just making their money through ad revenue, they're done, really. Like yeah, that's why you see a lot of people like making cartoons or animations for bigger channels that can like pay out and actually like pay the commission, and other people moving to Patreon has actually saved some good animators on YouTube. I forgot, there was one I subscribed to, it was really good. I forgot his name. It's like the amazing Tracer. It's this one channel, Pimations, It's not necessarily the best stuff in the world, but it's still really good. It's still good stuff. And the reason he is still going is because of Patreon. Oh, Jesus. God, what? That was a weird hiccup. So Patreon's been able to supplement a lot of people, a lot of animators. And anyway, so I'm going off topic, but animation's been dead. Oh yeah, so I was saying, like, Chris Reagan was saying, like, yeah, this is really gonna hurt the animators on YouTube. Animators on YouTube have been dead for a while, right? You get some rare occasions where some of them can punch through, and like Akash getting the asinine amount of views. Any success on YouTube requires luck. Okay, you need, regardless of how good your videos are. Well, maybe not regardless, because there's you might be a guy like Ota King that makes the best animations I've ever seen on YouTube. He's a traditional animator that does like 80s anime OVA style animations. He did this one space battle in Star Wars, and it is the most mind-boggling thing I've ever seen. So I think I've talked about him before, but yeah, he's pretty cool. But he gets to do what he does because of Patreon. But yeah, you might get, at least with Brick Films, but you might get very rare occasions with someone like Akash that was managing to get like, at his peak, like 6 million views a month, I want to say. Just go to Social Blade, Akash Lego Productions. He was making thousands of dollars a month, literally making a living wage. But even then, like, of course, with all YouTubers, making like $20,000, $30,000 a year, that's like, lower middle end. It's like on the border between lower and middle class, at least in America, I think. I think the poverty line's at, like, for one person, it's like 23,000. I mean, of course, it's where you live and stuff, and of course, Akash is Canadian. Akash is still pulling out like 1.5 million views a month. He doesn't do anything. he made one video, but like, yeah, at his peak, he was getting like 4, 5, 6 million views a month. But that's because he tapped into the market, and he had a very wide appeal with what he was doing, and so he was getting a lot of ad revenue. I would have been, man. I'm a big stats nerd, right? I love seeing like trends and stuff. What I wouldn't give to see Akash's analytics for like 20 minutes. Woo! That'd be really fun. Anyway. So my point being, like, YouTube or animation on YouTube is already, in terms of like having ad revenue being a main source of income. Animators on YouTube, they've been done for a while. So, what this really affects are, the up and comers. But even then, like, blech. I don't know. It's just kind of grow. Like, to even like foster a Patreon, even with normal animation, you have to build an audience in the first place. But I mean that's the thing people have been bringing up a lot. You know, I know I said earlier that, you know, I was like, kind of pointing out the flaws in me, saying like I've been here for like 3 years or 4 years or 7 years as of yesterday on YouTube. Happy anniversary, woo. Yeah, and in the beginning I didn't do it for the money, and then. But yeah, no, that's a fair statement. You know, most people that are successful on YouTube don't start out to make money. That just kind of comes later after they've already built a little bit of a substantial following. I will say though, personally, money was a big factor in it, but I didn't start making any substantial money until I remember being in 7th grade, or like 7th or 8th grade. And sitting at a lunch table like before school started, and like looking at like some of the analytics I've had in like month over month, I was like, oh, I got $3 last month, and I got $6 last month, and that was a motivating factor for me. I still think I would have done brick films even if I hadn't made, like, I didn't start making, you know, money to the point where I was getting paid until like 2015. I was actually looking at my stats to see what, you know, at what point I would have qualified for these new regulations, and it wouldn't have been until like 2015 for me where I even made, you know, and I didn't look at like the 365 day graph, which actually, oh, I could do that now, because that'd actually be really, you know, interesting to see. There's like I love analytics so much, dude. Let's see here. There's this one option that it's like a rolling total, but I only think it's for like 30 days. But it's like each data point is like what, you know, the last 30 days have been. So it shows like the variance in 30. Does that make sense? Whatever. Oh, they don't have it for like 365 day totals, which is unfortunate. But like, what if I go? Can I go lifetime? Or like, yeah, let's go lifetime. It's probably gonna take. It's way too long to look at, but or to load at least. I've been like I said earlier, I've been trying out this Brave thing, but what have you guys been saying? Okay. What we got here? They find you can't approach. Oh, here we go. Funny thing is, Channel Frederator keeps spamming me to invite their network. Yeah. Don't ever join a YouTube network ever. The only thing that you get from a YouTube network is quote unquote protection from, you know, stuff. Like if your video gets like false flagged or something. Let's see your watch time minutes. What was it? Like 30 days. So yeah, I would have like finally applied. When did I even get like 1,000 subscribers? That was 2015 at least. Because I remember filming that one video on Instagram. Oh god, now I gotta check out my subscribers. Jesus. Here we go. Social Blade, Lego Clone Addict, because I can't change my URL anymore like an idiot. I claimed my URL before I changed my name. Let's see here, total subscribers. Detailed stats. I think I was I might have been meeting the minute requirements by at least by like, you know, March or April 2015. But the sub requirements might be a different story. Yeah, I wouldn't have met the sub requirements until at least I gained subs so slowly, man. Holy Christ. It wasn't really until Deadpool came out. Oh no, actually June I hit in June I hit 1,000 subscribers. So, or it was basically July. Yeah. So I wouldn't have been able to do it until July. But even the money I made before then was like maybe $100. I don't know. You know, and you know, I think you have to keep in mind, you know, when you're a kid and you don't have a job, $100 is a lot of money, but you know, you can do it like working minimum wage. Like minimum wage around the U.S. is generally like it's like $7.50 nationally, but like a lot of places will do like $10. You know, we'll just use $10 for a rough estimate. $100, you work for 10 hours, you know, flipping burgers, mopping a Walmart, you know, or being a cashier or something. Cashiers probably make slightly more than minimum wage. I don't know. I've never had like a quote unquote real job. Doesn't mean I haven't done physical labor, because I've done plenty of that. I can assure you. I should get a job, and I think this has pushed me to finally, like, you know, because I've been building up money from like everything I've had from YouTube, and I've been very frugal recently in terms of like my purchases. You know, that's to help save up for college, I guess. You know, whatever. But yeah, like, you know, you could get like maybe $100 over the course of a year from YouTube. From like, if you come at it from the angle of like, I want to make money, and you don't have, you know, you have like so and so amount of subscribers, or like, you know, a small following, a nice little foothold, then, you know, it's just, you know, you go to a minimum wage job and you work for 10 hours and boom, there's your $100. You know, it doesn't take you, you know, dozens of hours, like literally hundreds of hours of production making animations over the course of the year. Animation, by the way, if you want to make money on YouTube, do not animate. Do not animate. The success stories of people that have been able to like get a stable, like actual, maybe even like maybe poverty line income, very rare for animation. Okay, don't, especially brick films. Like, you really need to be like, you know, you need to have like a really a high skill level, or you need to be constantly doing not promotions, but commissions. I mean, let me see here. Yeah, funny thing is, Channel Fred, I think Barbecue Brick Film was talking about Hux, about they find you, they don't approach them, they approach you. They're a company that Adventure Time and other types of cartoons. Yeah, good quality. Yeah, no, the Channel Frederator. Sorry, I talked about multi-channel networks. The multi-channel network, never join any multi-channel network ever. They'll take 30% of your ad revenue in exchange for quote unquote protection. But like the actual stuff they produce is great. Like Awesome Warriors, I haven't seen Bee and Puppy Cat, but like, you know, all that stuff is great. And they do some other stuff as well, I'm sure. But yeah, they did like Fairly Odd Parents. Don't want to commit anything, so I accepted their. Why does it go all the way to the bottom? Hux has also been commissioned by Fox to do some recreation. He was paid to do the Kingsman trailer, is also getting paid to do the Maze Runner trailer. Yeah, so, you know, unless you get to the, I mean, Hux is clearly, he's done the right thing, right? He's at a good skill level, and he makes stuff that's really relevant, right? And it's a novelty, right? Like, oh, you know, this trailer as Lego, and of course, you know, this is by no means whatever it's called. I'm not dissing Hux in any way, because he found a way to make it. You know, he found a way to get millions of views a month, and to get even if his videos get demonetized for, you know, copyright or whatever, you know, some of them will slip through, and he gets commissions. He was contacted by like that tape company to do stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, wasn't Pucks paid for Wonder Woman? I don't know. I doubt it. Maybe. How did Kosh even get famous? If you look at his content in the past, it wasn't that good. But it's the same answer for people like Kylo, Kip. You get 1,000 subs and not improve at all. Honestly, it's not that hard to get 1,000 subs in the grand scheme of YouTube. And of course, you know, I say all of this, you know, down from my, well, I wouldn't call it an ivory tower. It's more like a cardboard tower. Like that, what was that thing? That Nintendo thing that just came out. That is the weirdest thing, man. Oh, it's so Nintendo. It is so Nintendo to like, You know, people are coming out of 2017 like Nintendo actually gets it. They're actually doing good strategies for a video game company, and they're not just doing novelty toys. And in 2018, they do another novelty toy. It's great. I think that thing has so much potential. Anyway, the point being, he found a niche. Your videos don't have to be good to get views at all. You could get I mean, it's not like Akash's videos were bad. They were of, you know, a good quality for like kids. And the thing is, like, our main audience is kids. Kids don't care about quality as much as you think. Like younger kids, you know, we're talking like, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They do not care about quality generally. You know, they're not looking for the best stuff or the best writing or whatever. They're looking for superheroes. And Akash provided, they're looking for Legos, they're looking for superheroes, and Akash provided both in a format that was very attractive. And he had good thumbnails and good titles, and success breeds success breeds success. The more success you have, then the more you're gonna get, you know, recommended, to the point where, you know, your Hulk video gets 30 million views out of nowhere. That has to be, that's got to be up there in like the top 20 most viewed brick films of all time. You got to think. Like, I think the most popular brick film ever might have been, it was like a Halo thing, for game, that was made for game trailers, which was weird. Labo, that's what the Nintendo thing was called. The thesis is proving with D. Tenaglia. I don't get Ninjago at all, man. But yeah, he created like a narrative, and he created like, you know, consistent long form content. You know, you forget Akash was pumping out like a video like every 2 weeks, 3 weeks for like an entire summer. And even then, like after that, he was still pumping out videos left and right. It's all about consistency, and it's all about, you know, having something that people want. And even then, he's not that big. He's got 100,000 subscribers. Do you know how small that is on the grand scale of YouTube? Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of subscribers. I think he's getting close to like 150 at this point somehow. You gotta, you know, keep in mind that there are people with 60 million subscribers. PewDiePie has, well, he's got 59, but he's about to get 60 million subscribers. And at this point, PewDiePie is just getting famous because he's famous, right? It's the Kardashian effect, which is funny. But like, you know, even you look at Jake Paul, and they've got like 15 million subscribers. Those people like that. But the thing is with Akash, he cracked the code. He doesn't get views from subscribers. Because, like, you look at an animator's YouTube channel, you know, unless they're, like, really small, like, 95% of their views, minimum, 95% of the views are from people that aren't subscribed. Minimum. If you're of, like, a sizable amount. You know, you got a few thousand subscribers. And, I mean, you look at my channel, right? I've got 13,000 subscribers. That's a good bit. That's a lot of people. You get 13,000 people in one place. That's like a convention, okay? But, you know, my most popular video has 1 million views. And, like, I could look at the analytics and show... Oh, my... Okay, let's go to demographics. I love analytics so much. I actually don't know where... Traffic? Playback sources. Traffic. Subscribers, here we go. Interaction reports. Most of your, yeah, so it's all about, you know, whereas Jake Paul, someone like a Jake Paul, and it's same with like someone like the Odds Went Out, like he's had like rapid success, you know, on YouTube. He got like 5 million subscribers in 2 years. That is insane, especially since he didn't have like an audience beforehand, or at least he was doing webcomics for a while, but he didn't have a large, you know, sizable audience for a while. So interaction report. Oh my god, why am I doing this all time? Lifetime. No. Last 30 days. But yeah, no, and like odds one out, he's got like 5 million subscribers, and his videos get like minimum millions of views. Whereas, you know, someone like a Let's Player might get I mean, just look at PewDiePie. He's got nearly 60 million subscribers, and his videos average like, you know, maybe like 3 or 4 million each. You know, if it's more popular, like meme oriented, and it quote unquote blows up, that might get like 10 million views. You know, I mean, that's just the thing with subscribers. Subscribers are such like an unreliable metric to judge success by. You can get a broad idea of like, you know, what kind of an audience someone has. But if you want to see like an actual audience, you look at like the views, and even still, that's not like 6 million people that you get. So where do I find this statistic for like how many subscribers watched? Playback locations, traffic sources. Gotta be traffic sources. Where is this? I swear to God. Watch time. It's really cool. I swear. More metrics. Can I show metrics? Subscribers, maybe. No. Engagement. Likes, dislikes. Subscribers gain, loss. I don't know. Point being that there's like a statistic you can look at in your analytics as a YouTuber that like you can see how many of your subscribers watch the. I mean, it might be specific to just one video. Like I'll go to my Iron Man 3 video, which has, oh, Jesus, it's got a lot of views. Oh, here we go. Subscription status. My Iron Man 3 video. It has 1 million views from my. Let's see what the subscription status is like. Oh, would you look at that? It says 100%. It has to. I got 0.4%. I've gotten 4,000 views were from my subscribers in general. Like you look at any video that I have that doesn't blow up somehow, and that's like my actual audience. Like I have like maybe like 600 to 1,000 people that'll watch anything I put out on this channel. Anything. This is like including off-topic stuff like vlogs, stuff that's not related to brick filming. If it's a brick film, depending on like you know, the relevancy of it, I might get a few thousand, and then it might catch on, and we'll get some more outside traffic. Like you compare that, it literally rounds up. Like the amount that my subscribers have viewed that Iron Man 3 video is so minuscule that YouTube rounds up. But you look at something like my 2017 demo reel, right? Demo reel? There we go. Yeah, that's only got 900 views, and the subscription status, 74% of people that watched it are subscribed to me. So, you know, that's a thing. Anyway. What else are people talking about? Logan Paul's apology has 44 million views. Yeah, of course. I'm predicting that Jonathan will soon surpass Akash. Yeah, maybe. He's at 90K. What's Akash at? I mean, I think he's certainly at this point gaining more subscribers than Akash is. Akash, Lego, whatever. He's at 104. He's gained like 41,000 subscribers while basically putting out nothing. Oh no, he put out Reinstated. I forgot. How many views does that have at this point? It's got 24,000. He lost the momentum. But yeah, you see, like then it just becomes like dead subs, you know. He's still getting like anywhere from 1.5 minimum to like 3,000-4,000 subscribers a month, whereas Jonathan, I think Akash might still be getting more subscribers. Jonathan's been getting like at least 2,000 a month. 4,000. I don't think he's had a video recently like really blow up. Like that's the problem, because like some of these Batman episodes we've been getting like hyper specific with the topic. Like you know, the Christmas special only has 66,000 views on it, which is, you know, not as great. Whereas the Justice League parody, that's 110,000. Halloween video, 75. The weddings, 173. But like something blowing up for John, his Everyday Bro video, that got him 2.3 million views. But of course, it got copyright claimed. I guess that was his last video to really blow up. And then his last brick film to really blow up was Lego Batman Time Travel, which was almost a year ago at this point. And that's sitting at 970. So I like how I'm just scrutinizing just like all of Jonathan's stats like right in front of like an audience of like 10 people. Of course, we can't forget about the Suicide Squad video sitting at a healthy 5.8 million views. I like that video. Oh, he's got 94,000. He's got more since then. Since I last checked. That's cool, man. That's awesome. He's gonna hit 100K pretty soon. Get that play button. Did Akash ever get his play button? I think he did. I just didn't pay attention because I was just super. For like a stretch of like a year, I was just the saltiest, most jealous person at Akash. Like back in 2015, early 2016, I was just like, oh my god, I hate this guy. And we had like a little falling out for a little bit there while you know, we went back when the squad used to talk in group chats a lot, like on Instagram. I hated Akash. Then we had a falling out with something like I don't know. He said something like, "Oh, running away, that's a typical Alex move," and I said, "I'm just not gonna voice cap for you anymore." And then he didn't. That was right before Justice League versus Hulk, and then he got Jack to voice cap. But I've gotten over it since then. Like some of this stuff was just so childish, you know. Yeah. So overall, this YouTube thing, I think it's fine. You know, like I said, I look up at here from like reinstated hasn't even gave him 5,000. Akash has been going strong for what he's been doing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. On my analytics, it says I have a higher amount of females subscribed than males. Oh, those are the mom accounts. This is a theory I've hypothesized for years. I'd imagine it also says like, you know, your highest demographic is like 30 to 40-year-old, you know, people in their 30s to 40s, which, you know, that doesn't make sense. Those are A, accounts about kids lying about their age, or B, literally, I don't even know what age I put down. The funny thing for my YouTube channel was that my mom made it with her Google account back in like 2011. She made it for me. I was saying like, oh, I want to make a YouTube channel. And she would like help me out with stuff like that. Like, oh, I want to get an email. So she signed me up for Hotmail back in like 2010, which was a shitty move. Or like, oh, I want to make a YouTube account. And she said, yeah, I'll help you out with that. Or no, I said like I wanted to make a YouTube account, and then she just made one for me. She's like, what name do you want to make? I said, oh. You're like, oh yeah, I signed up with my email. What name do you want? I'm like, oh, I guess I'll do Lego Clone Addict. And then I set the password, and then that was it. I had my own channel. Somehow over time, though, it was like tied to her email account. But at some point in time, like I managed to get my own email account in and like snuff out my mom's account somehow. I forgot how. And I think I just completely destroyed her Google account. I mean, it's not like she cares or anything. It's not like she comments on YouTube videos or anything. That's weird. Like, I totally destroyed it. So I think, like, in terms of what I show up as, I might show up as, like, a 30 to 40-year-old person. Or for, my mom's 50 now. I might show up as, like, a 50-year-old person on demographics. Who knows? But, yeah, like, my demographics, like, well, of course, on the demo reel and whatever, but, like, just, like, on my channel in general. Yeah, my highest demographic, well, it's male, but it's like 35 to 44-year-olds. Like, what? Okay, well, granted, my, I did the Thor Ragnarok thing, which had, broke outside of the general brick filming bubble, and appealed to a lot of Marvel fans. And I also did the Room video, that got like 100,000 views because of Disaster Artist, and that's been doing pretty well recently. So that might be it. I gotta go back to like a different time period, like early 2017. Like ever since 2017. I don't know, that's about similar. But yeah, most of the accounts are like 25 to 44-year-olds, Anyway. Oh, I'm looking at Jonathan's Social Blade right now. He still makes a healthy $3K a month. What? In what world? It says on his channel oh, that's the high end. Dude, Social Blade is nowhere near high end when it comes to like estimations. You see that range there, $188 to $3,000? It is way closer to the bottom because we're not YouTubers. The reason they get like those high, like that low number is like the bare minimum CPM, right? But that high number is like you have like a $10 CPM from like a super active channel because you have a super active channel and you're part of the YouTube preferred partner program. And that's where like YouTube actually verifies you like personally, like, okay, this guy's good to put like the good ads on. He's like safe, right? And that's what Jake Paul was, surprisingly, up until like a few days ago. And then you get like, 50% more money from ad revenue. But it's almost always much closer to the lower number. Like I can show you this right now. Like Lego Clone Addict. I have no qualms discussing my how much I make, at least in the past month, because the past month it's funny because I had like 3 videos blowing up at the same time, or like 2 videos blowing up, and then also compounded by like the Christmas CPMs that are like super high because of all the advertising that happens during the holidays. Lego Clone Addict. Search results. Not enough subscribers. Are you sure about that? There we go. Yeah, it says on my account I make $81 to $1,300 estimated monthly earnings. This last month, I can tell you this right now. Here we go, revenue. Last 30 days, I made, not lifetime. Even then, lifetime's not that much. Well, I know how much I made lifetime. I made I think maybe $2,500 over the course of 7 years. Like 500 of those dollars were from the Pumpkin Man. And when that sounds like a lot, but when you take that into the context of like an actual job, like for like a good minimum wage job where like you're working 40 hours a week, or like not even minimum wage, but like, or like not as low as minimum wage, but like, something just like slightly above, like just a bit above minimum wage, and you're working 40 hours a week. Of course I'm in school, but like you might get that money in like 2 months. I did that in 7 years. So not that much. And of course I have expenses. It's not like, oh, that's just saved up in the bank. Let's see here. All right. It's the last 28 days. I made like $250 in December because of The Thor video finally got remonetized, even though I didn't get the money that I was owed. And then, of course, the Room video started blowing up because Disaster Artist just came out. Let's see, last 30 days. But of course, now it's January, and CPMs are gonna just plummet. Yeah, so like right before Christmas, I was making like $7 a day, but now I'm making about $1. So maybe this most recent month isn't, the best estimate. But it says, like I said on Social Blade, it says I'm making $81 to $1,300 a month. I've made $109.48 over the past month. So there's Social Blade for you. It's a range. It's like the highest possible and the lowest possible. It's almost always, at least for YouTubers my level, near the lowest level. And YouTubers like Jonathan and stuff. I don't know. We've never actually talked about money like that. But whatever. So that's fun. Anyway, Brick Tavern Films is so underrated. Yes. That is like, that YouTube channel is like one of the single most, like the single fastest improving brick filmer I've seen, up there with like Brick Bros. Fastest improving brick filmer over the course of like 2 years, or like a year and a half. But he falls within that same category where he uploads like one video every other, like one or two, very, very small handful of videos. And trust me, this is the guy that put out like 4 real videos last year of substance. But I had a lot of supplemental videos to kind of pad it out, and the videos that I did put out blew up. So you got to pick and choose your projects, I guess. But they were designed to blow up because they were all recreations, of course. What's with all these new channels making these Lego Batman Prison Break fail videos? Those are the those are the channels. Those are the channels that are appealing to like the really young kids, like 4, 5, 6, 7, and they're more in line with something like a Michael Hickox or I think I was talking about them with Jonathan at some point, but like there are some of these names, like not the Action Brick. That guy just asked me to voice act. He does different stuff. He's like one of my most one of my highest subscribed subscribers. That's actually fun. Mumkey Jones did a video like this on his second channel where he like looked at the most subscribers he has. And like number 1 was like Chris Raygun at like 400,000. And of course, sadly, those only apply to well, not sadly, but like rightly enough, that stuff only applies to channels that have their subscriptions public, which I would not do ever, even though I'm sure you could find out a way to figure that out. There's probably some like roundabout way. Community. Who are my most subscribers? Yeah. My most recent subscriber was 2 days ago, and his name is that's just a bunch of Hebrew. So that's fun. Most popular. First, yeah, Action Brick is my most popular like public subscription subscriber at like 100,000 subscribers. Then it's Aubrey Studios 94. Then Bricksar at 44,000. Then World of Shrimpy, which what is that? With 40,000 apparently. It is really hard to like lose subscribers just for not doing anything. Like at some point, it'll just like mellow out, like the number itself. Oh, World of Shrimpy also does like stop motion animation stuff. Lego Taylor Swift, look what you made me do music video. Oh my god, this is great. This is pretty alright, man. Don't like you. But I got smarter, I got... Don't... This is pretty good stuff, actually. That's fun. Who else we got? Then Star Wars Studio 100, that's 39,000. That's another brick filmer, I'd imagine. Toyland Review, that's one of those toy channels. That's 25,000. Star Gamer, he just emailed me a little like a week ago, actually, about voice acting. He's at 21,000. Ziri's Animation, I've seen that name before. I think that guy was in the Spectacular, or I think Ziri. Oh, I think he was. He submitted to a stop motion contest I did back in 2014. God, I remember that. Wow, when did he get so popular? Mr. Popular at 15K, but that's still pretty good. What's his most recent video was 5 days ago and it got 1,000 views. What? What's his most popular video? How to make things fly with stop motion studio. 1.8 million views. Oh my god. Insanity. Jesus. Hey, welcome to the million view club, dude. I've just joined myself. Fireball Movies, who's that? He's got 14,000. And then after that is Llama Studios. That guy's been subscribed for 3 years. Holy crap. Jesus. Fireball Movies, he's also a brick filmer.
Crossover video. Who'd want to watch that?
So why is he so popular? Most of his videos get like Lego Iron Man 3. 3.8 million views. Lego Avengers Age of Ultron. 1 million views. Jesus. It's pretty bonkers, not gonna lie. Then that's everyone who has more subscribers than I do that's subscribed to me and doesn't have their subscriptions public. Then after that we got Llama Studios, Few Good Films, Pavestone, Branded Gold, Cracker Jacked, Dark Lord Pikachu, Smith Movies, Bricks Movies, Atlas Animation, Curtis, Mr. Disco Taco, Harry and Billy, Ray Films, AKP. Yeah, AKP hops into the streams every once in a while. Akash's second channel. Okay, that's enough. So. Stop Motion King, yeah. But I got smarter, I got hotter in the nick of time. I can't sing that song. Oh, talk about Matty Cars. Oh, is that the guy you sent me? Yeah, he's a meme. Yeah, this guy sent me one of his bullies at school. His YouTube channel, and he reviews cars stuff. Yeah, he's a guy. What is it? Matty Cars 95? I don't know, man. I mean, this is coming from the guy that makes Lego videos all the time, but cars are a little, that's a little 2006 if you ask me. It's got 12 subs. Shout out to this guy. Nice haircut, dude. Dude, I had the worst haircut in the world when I was in 7th grade. Holy shit. My dad literally made a bowl cut. I was like... I was like standing in the shower. Well, I wasn't taking a shower, but like, you know, so like all the hair wouldn't like, you know, fall all over the room. Like I was standing like in the shower and he just like cut straight across my forehead. That I actively get mad about that to this day. Like I cannot believe he did that to me. It's not like it came from like a place of malice or whatever. It's just like, you know, he grew up in like the 70s when, you know, that was pretty, you know, that was pretty all right. You know, just a few years earlier, you had Beatlemania, and they were rocking the bowl cut pretty cool. But nowadays, you look like Coconut Head from Ned's Declassified, and you're just a meme. Thankfully, nobody really cared at my school, surprisingly. I also had braces at that point. That was rough, man. Jesus. Donald Trump stop motion. He does stop motion? Oh, sick.
We need to build a wall, and it has to be built quickly.
No, Donald Trump building the wall. This guy does stop motion like I used to, where he would like take a video and then stop the video instead of like taking pictures. Oh, sick, he's got Duplo. Jesus, that's a wall and a half. Mexico. They've got Nerf drones? What? It seems like a recipe for disaster. Mexico can't take down the wall. No, they took down the wall. Oh, that Lincoln log bit, that's pretty sturdy. That took like 3 rams before it took like 4 rams before the guy could like get through. Good job, Mexico. GG, mate, GG. Anyway. Oh, Trump. Director, Matt. Co-director, Matt Jr. Oh, his dad was on it. That's neat. Anyway. So that's fun. Oh, Beatlemania, what a time. What a time. My most subscriber. Someone named Brain Studio 402 with 5K. Second is Jack Filmer. I've seen Jack Filmer around. Llama Studios is amazing. I've checked out his channel a few times. I forgot what he does. Did he do At Home with the Skywalkers? I don't think so. Right? What did Llama Studios do? Lego Justice League. Oh, right. His big video was the death of the family. Do I have more views than he does? No. Awesome Brick Filmers. Austin and Akash. Oof. Ouch. Nobody else. That's fine. It's fine. I'm not an awesome brick filmer. Hey, what can I say, man?
I had to save them.
You did the right thing, son.
Is she right? Did God do this to me? Or am I?
Here.
I was happy it was offered.
Flash, you help evacuate civilians.
He's A-okay. Anyway. So, let's chat. Let's chat. What do you guys got questions or something? I don't know. I've been doing this for like an hour and a half. Should have been writing my film I hate, which was due a week ago. And it's really due tomorrow, since that's my final. It's okay. Grades aren't due until the 23rd, so I still got time. What do you think about James Gunn offering to pay $100K to reveal to get a reveal on Trump's real weight? Is he serious if the revealed one isn't true? Oh yeah, people were saying he was like 249 pounds, which for someone of his height was like right on the line of like actual obesity. Guests? What do you mean guests? No. This is the lone clone. Not gonna lie, Houston can be a whiny shit sometimes. He makes good videos though. Oh Jesus, dude. I will say Houston tweets way too much. I stopped following him on Twitter months back. The guy has 32,000 tweets. Okay. And the amount of stuff he retweets as well. He tweets like at least like the combined, like I tweet and probably retweet like at least 10 tweets a day, I think. That's like dispersed. And like some of them you'll get at like 4 a.m. so people don't care, you know? But Houston, he just nonstop on Twitter, man. I could it was clogging up my feed too much. It's not even necessarily that you know, I like disagreed with his opinions or whatever, because you know he can think whatever. He's a cool guy. But yeah, anyway. James Gunn, that's dumb. There was someone else out there. Wasn't there like there was someone else out there that was like, we'll give $1 million to anyone who can get a video of Trump like doing porn or something. It was something like that. I forgot who it was. It might have been like Hustler magazine, I think, which was weird. And then there was another one that was like, whatever. Pay $100K to reveal Trump's real weight if that revealed one isn't true. I don't think Trump's more than like 240. I think, yeah, that seems about right for someone his size, like kind of how big he is. I don't think he's like more than 240. Like for comparison, like I'm trying to like compare this to my own life. Like my dad weighs like 190, maybe 200 pounds. He's got a bit of a gut. Trump's is definitely bigger, and I think they're about the same height actually. Wikipedia says that, or like some websites say like Trump's like 6'3", he's like 6'1". Yeah, I think that's a little ridiculous. That seems accurate. Like people say, but he's so fat. Yeah, but fat weighs less than muscle, idiot. And he doesn't do any weightlifting. Like I saw this tweet, someone like quoted Trump saying like weightlifting is a waste of our time on Earth or something like that. I mean, this is coming from the guy that supposedly drinks like 7 Pepsis a day and somehow just came out of he's a 70-year-old man, and he somehow came out of that health checkup with, oh, he's got just a little bit of high cholesterol, and that's it. Like how? But hey, man, you know, some people are just gifted, I guess, genetically. You just abuse the shit out of their body. Let's see here. What else? Houston doesn't clog my feed anymore since he spam followed random senators. Nice. Opinions on Aziz Ansari. I don't know, man. I haven't looked into it. I don't care. Tom's saying Bachelor of Advanced Finance and Economics at Honors. That's awesome, dude. Let's see here. Larry Flynn was offering up $1 million for any scandalous clips back during the election. Yeah. I think that's what I was thinking of. How come Opry Studios doesn't do live streams? I don't know, because he doesn't care. I do these live streams because I like to feel validated, and I've just been hooked. And I'd also imagine that, I mean, the only other live stream experience Jonathan has that I know of, I think he might have like popped in for a little bit while Skinny Zach Films was live streaming, and like the 2 times we did the squad live stream and the reunion, and both of those were horrendous experiences. So I don't blame him for not wanting to live stream. Also, the barrier of entry might be, you know, a little much for him. I don't know. Like if you could just do like a Google Hangout, and then just be done with it. But that's kind of lame, right? So if you actually want to get like your own like software stuff, you got to do research, like download OBS, even though it's not that difficult. If Johnny Boy's in the chat, which I don't think he is, but I'd be happy to like teach him that stuff. I don't know. We've never talked about it. Like potentially, I don't know. Like I said, we haven't talked about it at all, so I don't know his opinions on it in the first place. He might also think like he doesn't really have anything to do during a live stream. He'd probably get some super chats. Anyway. Is Johnny Boy feminazi? What? Feminazi. What's a feminazi? Wait, I feel like I've heard that term before. Why do I feel like I haven't heard that term before? Feminazi. I guess that's just like a feminist, like, you know, Nazi, like a grammar Nazi. Yeah, no, it's coming back to me. Never mind. No, Jonathan's like super into the alt-right. Well, not alt-right. Because apparently alt-right, you know, has just, for a lot of people, alt-right means like Nazis and like neo-Nazis and the KKK and stuff like that. I always thought alt-right was like alternative conservatives, you know, like like all these people on YouTube like Shoe on Head and Armored Skeptic and Dave Rubin and all that stuff. Like they have conservative tendency. Well, maybe not Rubin. He's more liberal. He just saw how crazy the new left is becoming. And he jumped ship to be more of a libertarian. But like, you know, people like the anti-SJW, like I always thought that was considered alt-right. You know, where like traditional conservatives are like, you know, the evangelicals and stuff like that. With like the traditional values. But I guess alt-right just means Nazis now, so I probably shouldn't use that when I describe what I'm trying to describe. But no, Jonathan, I mean, I know he watches a lot of stuff like Bunty King, Chris Raygun, Skeptic, like I said, Shoe on Head, stuff like that. So I really do. Yeah, radical feminist, that's what I was thinking. You want to go to film college, Alex, or are you looking to do something else? Film or media studies, yeah. But I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I haven't really been preparing for any other kind of field, so it's probably gonna be film or maybe communications. I don't know. Communications is more for like journalists and stuff. I guess, yeah, media studies. I don't know if there are colleges that like separate media studies and like have separate media studies and film studies courses or majors. They might have like separate classes, like, you know, camera operation for television or something like that. But that's what I'm looking for, man. Who knows? I feel like I really should have a plan B, like just in case this stuff doesn't work out. Because the big part I'm worried about is like the real collaborative go-getter effort you need to like make it in the film industry, even on like the production side of things. Like, what would be my dream job? My dream would like be literally become Monty which was, if you didn't know, that's the guy who made Ruby, and he works at Rooster Teeth, or he worked at Rooster Teeth. He passed away in 2015. And I just got back into Ruby recently, and the newest episode, the season finale might even be out at this point, or volume finale, I suppose. But this is a guy, I haven't done too much research on him, but this is a guy that, from what I know, he was doing like his own 3D animations on the internet, totally by himself. That stuff, insane like fights and stuff that nobody had ever seen in the mid 2000s. And then he joined Rooster Teeth to do a few seasons of Red vs. Blue, and then he got his own show. He made his own show, and then at this point now he's got like a whole team and like basically a studio to work with, a team of people to work with within Rooster Teeth with like, you know, high tech equipment. That's like my ideal scenario, I guess. But you know, you gotta like intern and do a lot of stuff if you want to get into at least like the traditional film industry. Stuff like new media, like on the internet, like I don't know what that kind of stuff is. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'll get something from my brick filming network connections. Tie Fly. I started watching The Office. I've always been reluctant to watch it, but it's hilarious. I regretted not watching it before. The Office has a cult. Okay, it is like the most normie show ever, but it's great. It is a good show. It's just it has like the widest appeal possible. Not the widest, but a very wide appeal. You know, I think I've seen most of The Office. I might not have seen like the last 2 or 3 seasons. I remember they were shuffling around, and then they had Ed Helms for a little bit as like the boss after Steve Carell left. What's his name? Not Robin Williams. That's a dead guy. The other one that starred in... What did he star in? Whatever. It's the guy with curly hair. I can't believe I've forgotten his name. He was in Everything Must Go. I don't know why. He was in Step Brothers. Not John C. Reilly. The other one. Talladega Nights. Whatever. Weeb. Got him. Will Ferrell. Thank you. Jesus Christ. How did I not... Like, names will just escape me sometimes. What do you think Tasty will cancel next? I haven't been a part of this whole Tasty meme. Like, I remember him being a pain back in like 2016 for like a month, and then I just didn't care because people kept beating up on him. You know, and he's like 12 or 13. Like, why do you? I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about this whole Tasty meme. Watch the first season. Need to pay my Netflix bill before I can binge the rest. Beige. I can beige the rest. Yeah, Netflix went up to like $10.99, didn't it? Damn. You pay for your own Netflix? Cool. What videos are you working on? I'm working on finals right now. That's what I'm working on. I've got like a video for film. That's like a comparison of like cowboys or samurai films and how they affected spaghetti westerns in the 90s. That's like a video essay that I'm gonna do for extra credit. So that should be out pretty soon. I haven't started it yet. I haven't even started the script. The script is what we're actually turning in for like our final. It's just like actually making it into a video is supplementary. So we'll see how that turns out. Netflix, Spotify. You pay for Spotify? When you get to adulthood, you have to pay for everything for yourself. What? You pay for Netflix? Okay, I don't see any reason why you should pay for your own Netflix, because you can make multiple accounts on one, like multiple users on the same Netflix account. Like I mean that of course being like assuming your parents have a Netflix, which not everyone does. Clearly. Students get it for $5.99. Yeah, well, yeah, and I know Tyfly is not an adult yet. Get it for $5.99. Is it worth it? I don't know. I guess some music experiences are worth it. Like I said, I'm not a big streaming guy. I just torrent all the music I want to listen to. Just Ice. Hey Alex. Hey Just Ice. Just get Apple Music. Apple Music would be more tailored for me, I guess, because I like iTunes and the interface that it has, but I don't like the idea of like, if you don't pay for this anymore, then we're just taking away all your music. Which of course is dumb, right? That's like literally how basic business works, and basic, this is what we've agreed upon in society. Yeah. So I'm good with just using Spotify free with ads and listening to my own music over and over again. And yeah, and I know Barbecue Brick Film, you're a big music guy, yeah. So it's probably worth it. Plus I like to support musicians. Yeah, fair enough. Even though they get... Oh, I saw a chart the other day. It's like musicians on Spotify get like 5/10 of a cent for every time you stream their song. It might be different with premium. But being a musician myself. Oh, do you play anything? Cool. Get a Prime account. Yeah. Get music and free movies and 2-day shipping. Prime is Prime. Amazon has way more money than they know what to do with. Especially when you look at like the stock market. Amazon Prime is probably one of the best deals on the internet in terms of like a thing. You play guitar, that's cool. Yeah. Prime Music. I mean, Prime Music is like a separate service though. Like you'll get a lot of music with Prime Music, but you won't get like their entire catalog. Like then you get like an entire. It's like paying for another thing on top of Prime, which if you think about it should be fine, right? Like, you know. But there's also like the Amazon Music thing. I want to play piano. Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee isn't new. It was a web series Netflix purchased. Yeah. Did someone say that it was new? Opinion on the new Jerry Seinfeld coffee show. Yeah, no, that's been around for a while. I think Jerry just uploaded on YouTube already. Like, I remember he did an episode with Richard, not Richard Lewis, the guy from Seinfeld that played Kramer, like a few years after he had like his huge meltdown and started calling people the N-word at like this at stand-up. It's really bad. You can find a video of it online. It is really bad. You think the PewDiePie bit where he says what a fucking N-word? Oh, this was bad. I forgot the guy's name though. Yeah. Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Season 7 was 2 years ago. There's a lot. They've done a lot of interviews. The lineup for the Netflix show isn't that great though. Like I looked at it and it seemed fine. Like the guy I watched the episode with Jim Carrey and that's it. Cars or comedians in Cars Netflix. Like, what's the lineup for that? Season 10 technically. Unaired episodes. Oh no. Jerry Lewis. Oh, that's gonna be great. Season 7. That's season 9. That's 2017. It's not so funny when it's your mother. Bob Einstein. Christian Wig. What? Oh no, that was back when it was still a web series. Series would migrate. Oh, it's on Crackle as well. Does anyone use Crackle? Oh, he had an episode with Louis C.K., but can't air that anymore. Man, that would have been fun to watch. I've been getting to Louis C.K. recently, and he's so funny, man. I was also watching George Carlin, and he's like considered like one of the best, right? And his like the way he like orates and everything is perfect. I just find like his stand-up to be a little like kind of preachy and just more like statements that he's making rather than like jokes. You know, he makes plenty of good jokes, but like if you see some of his stuff from like the early 2000s or the 90s, it just seems like, you know, more like he's giving his opinion on something rather than like setting up a joke or something. The bit he does about like the 7 words you can't say on TV, like back in the 70s, that is like that's timeless though. That thing is great. Let me see this. Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Netflix episodes. Or episode guide, I guess. Nice. Netflix. Cancel. Released year 2015. Oh well, that's different. Yeah, so Jim Carrey. He's got Jimmy Fallon, Alec Baldwin. Oh, actually, this is pretty good. Jeez, it got a lot of Sarah Jessica Parker. Holy shit. Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah. Oh, but this was back in 2015. Back when Colbert was still between shows. Interesting. Okay, maybe I was wrong then. Disregard everything I've said previously. Anyway. Yeah. Netflix isn't that good in general. I usually just find documentaries and rarely find a good TV show or movie. That's interesting. Yeah, Netflix is fine. If I had to pay for my own Netflix, I wouldn't. I just because now over the past year I've been fully immersed in the world of torrenting and pirating that I have no desire for Netflix anymore. There's this one YouTuber called Digibro, and like a few years back, or like a few months back, he caused a big stir in the anime YouTuber community because I like to watch those videos. Because I'm a weeb, haha, got there first. But like there are these various streaming services like Crunchyroll. You've probably seen like a few YouTubers shell out for Crunchyroll a few times, and Funimation and stuff like that. Amazon actually had their like own special thing, but you had to pay like $7.99 a month on top of Prime, which not a lot of people. They shut it down because like nobody used it. But like the thing he brought up is like, yeah, the thing is like pirating sites provide they provide all the shows you want, and the only way that like actual streaming sites can combat this is ease of access, right, and convenience, and that's that's what works for most people. That and the guilt to like, contribute to the industry and like pay for what you're consuming. So that's why they can act so far. But like if you really want people, because in anime, that probably more than any like medium of entertainment, that gets pirated the most, because of course everything's made in Japan, and it's not every show is licensed to come over here and air in the U.S. Or in the West, and especially in places like Europe, like you need to have like a specific licensing deal with a production company in every single country, and that's why like Netflix in other countries that aren't U.S., UK, I don't know what's like in Australia, but like other lesser known European countries is so bad because they don't have all the licensed shows. Or they don't have like all the licensing deals because that costs money for each and every country that you have to license them in. But with anime in particular, since the main audience is originally in Japan, and it's probably got a bigger audience outside of Japan than it does in Japan, not everything gets licensed, and so you got to go to pirate it if you really want to be like a true fan. No more torrenting with the net neutrality recall. Okay. That's not gonna happen? Do you know what torrenting is? Torrenting is peer-to-peer, meaning that like you're not downloading from a website. You're getting the directions of where to download from a website, and then someone is hosting the file, and like 20 other people are hosting bits of the file, and you download it from them directly. That's what torrenting is. So, anyway. I think that being said, I'm gonna end this episode. So thanks guys for watching or listening, and I'll just let the music play me out. Goodbye. By the way, this will be uploaded to the second channel, re-uploaded if you want to see it. I gotta upload the last episode as well, but whatever. Anyway, bye. Oh, sorry. Spearmint Zero, you asked about Nathan, Allergy Boy. I've talked about him before. Oh, let's turn on the music for a second. Sorry. He's doing great. He missed a month of school because he was sick. Not from allergies. Just like he got the flu. Like I think he got like this flu that's been like going around. Like this flu, by the way, is really bad. Not in terms of what it does, but it's just been so infectious in the U.S. There have been it's been classified as an epidemic. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. Bye. He's doing great. He came into he's been catching up on math, but I think he's been struggling with it a little bit because he missed a month of school. But yeah, no, I think he's good. Anyway, bye.